So the equation for an ellipse is x minus h squared over a squared plus y minus k squared over b squared equals 1. And in the example problem that we have, it says that 9x squared plus 4y squared minus 18x plus 16y equals 11. So in order to make it easier on us, I'm going to move the x's together and the y's together. So now it's going to be 9x squared minus 18x plus 4y squared plus 16y equals 11. And now that we have that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to factor out the 9 out of these, and I'm going to factor out the 4 out of these. So if you take out the 9, you're left with an x squared, and negative 18 divided by 9 is a negative 2x. And in order to complete this square, you have to have a polynomial. So you leave an empty space, plus, again, I'm going to take out the 4. So it's y squared, 16 divided by 4 is a 4, plus 4y plus a blank equals 11. And in order to complete the square, you have to divide b by a negative 2. By a 2. So negative 2 divided by 2 is a negative 1. Then you bring down the 9 and you put the square. And negative 1 times a negative 1 is a positive 1. So remember to put that there. Plus a 4, and then 4 divided by 2 is 2. So y plus 2 squared equals an 11. So then 2 times 2 is 4, so it's going to be a positive 4 right there. So remember, when you do these, when you complete the square, you have to distribute the 9 and distribute the 4. So 9 times 1 is a 9. So you're going to add 9 plus 11, and then 4 times 4 is 16. So you're going to add 16. 16. So now you are left with 36. If you add them all together, it comes out to 36. Okay. And in order for the equation to equal 1, because remember that's the goal, that's the goal of it, we have to divide everything by 36. So 36 divided by 36 over, everything over 36. So then we are left with x minus 1 squared, and 36 divided by 9 is a 4. So we're going to leave it a 4 on the bottom. Plus 36 divided by 4 is a 9. So we're going to leave 9 on the bottom. And y plus 2 squared stays on the top, and 36 divided by 36 is a 1. So from there we can figure out the center. And the center is, so if you set that to a 0, x minus 1 equals 0 plus 1 plus 1, x equals 1. But in this case, it's going to be considered h. So h equals 1. And the center is h comma k. So that means since h equals 1, it's going to be 1 comma whatever k is. So in this case, we're going to set y plus 2 equals 0. Going to subtract the 2, and then y equals a negative 2. But we're also going to change that to a k. So k equals a negative 2. And now we have the center of our ellipse. But in order to figure out the ellipse, in order to graph it, we have to know what A and B are in order to know how many units to move horizontally and how many units to move vertically. So in order to find out how many units we have to move horizontally, we have to set a squared equals 4. Remember, a squared. So a squared equals 4. That means a equals 2. And then b squared equals 9. That means b equals 3. So now we're going to set to graphing. So with this, I'm going to graph it. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. continue that, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So we know that the center is 1, negative 2. So I'm going to move over 1 and go down 2. And then I also know that the ellipse is going to be up and downy, up and down, because the y is bigger. So that means that I'm going to go up 3 from the dot. So basically, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do the same thing going down. 1, 2, 3. And then for A, we're going to move 2 to the right, 1, 2, and then 2 to the left, 1, 1, 2. And with that, we can make our ellipse. Whoops. Okay, so that's not a perfect ellipse, but you get the picture. And now, let's erase some of this. And we're going to write our vertices down. So, let's see. The vertices are going to be, vertices, and there are two different ones. There's the major axis and the minor axis. Okay, so for these we're going to have, so for the major axis, which is going up and down because y is bigger, it's going to be 1, 1, and then also 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, negative 5. And then for the minor ones, we're going to be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 3, a negative 2, and then a negative 1, negative 2. So now we know the vertices 1, 1, 1, negative 5, 3, negative 2, negative 1, negative 2, and the center, which is 1, negative 2. Then you can end it there.